3 topic. Indian economy and issues relating to planning. For planning has had an immense impact on economic development of India and should continue to play a key role in economic decision making in the country. Analyzed. 250 words. The Hindu. Why this question? The article describes a role that planning played in the initial years of economic development in India, which laid the foundation for the successes enjoyed in the later years. This article discusses the issues with planning process in post-Kalkiji era and what the way forward must be. At a time when one of the criticisms of NITI Aayog has been the way it has handled planning, this issue is relevant for Main's key demand of the question. The question expects us to analyze how planning played a key role in bringing India onto the path of industrialization and how India became a model for other third world countries. Next, we need to analyze a role played by planning in current years and the issues with it. Finally, we need to discuss what sort of economic planning do we envisage in the coming years. Directive word. Analyzed. When asked to analyze, you have to examine methodically the structure or nature of the topic by separating it into component parts and present them as a whole in a summary. Structure of the answer. Introduction. Explain the nature of planning activity carried out in India in the form of 5-year plans that took place in India since independence. Body. Discuss how planning helped in industrialization of the country in the early 1950s. This involved the setting up of public sector units PSUs in diverse areas of manufacturing, research institutions in cutting-edge technologies of the time such as space and atomic energy, and centers of higher learning, including the Indian Institutes of Technologies IITs. Explain that through planning and foraying into sectors such as machine building and nuclear research, which needed capital and technology more critically than labor, India was also challenging the deeply held orthodox economic theory. Also highlight the fact that planning did very little to remove the hurdles to the growth of agriculture and small-scale industries. Examine the relevance of planning in post-Kalkiji era where the economy is more governed by market forces and role of planning overall has diminished. Discuss issues involved in the planning process in current time and give suggestions on how it can be used as a strategic tool. Conclusion. Give your view on the relevance of planning in current context and discuss way forward. Topic. Indian economy and issues related to growth. 5. The GDP fact series calculations raises a lot of unanswered questions over how the economy has been faring since 2011. Examine and comment on the current state of Indian economy. 250 words. Why this question? The GDP fact series calculations have been presenting varying pictures over the status of Indian economy in the last decade or so. There is a need to understand the data in depth to have a better understanding of how the economy has been faring and the issues that it has faced. Key demand of the question. The question expects us to explain the GDP fact series data up to 2004 to 05 based on 2011 to 12 base year and discuss what it tells about the economy since 2011 and comment on the current state of the question economy. Directive word. Examine. When you are asked to examine, you have to probe deeper into the topic, get into details, and find out the causes or implications if any. Structure of the answer. Introduction. Highlight that the Central Statistics Office has presented new GDP growth data under the new base series, which has presented conflicting pictures and highlighted several issues involved therein. Body. Highlight that the new calculation has revised GDP growth data based on calculations. However, bring out that other economic metrics are not in consonance with the other indicators of economic growth such as increase in capital formation, savings rate, etc. Discuss what is meant by revising the growth figures and what actually are the takeaway from the entire exercise by CSO. Highlight that the economy has still failed to recover fully. Bad debt, capital formation, etc. are huge issues that need tackling for economy to grow. Conclusion. Discuss the relevance of the GDP fact series calculations and bring out the current state of economy. General studies. For topic. Ethics and human interface. Essence. Determinants and consequences of ethics in human actions. Dimensions of ethics. Ethics in private and public relationships. 6. What do you understand by a dual-use dilemma? Discuss with examples. 250 words. Reference. Directive word. Discuss. This is an all-encompassing directive which mandates us to write in detail about the key demand of the question. We also have to discuss about the related and important aspects of the question in order to bring out a complete picture of the issue in hand. Key demand of the question. The question wants us to write in detail about the meaning of a dual-use dilemma and give some practical examples to make the meaning of the term more clear. Structure of the answer. Introduction. Write a few introductory lines about the dual-use dilemma. The dual-use dilemma occurs when a piece of research or technology can both benefit and harm humanity. Body. Discuss about the dual-use dilemma in detail. The dual-use dilemma is primarily an ethical dilemma for researchers who have to decide whether the ethical benefits are justified given the risks. It also has implications for those involved in funding research, journalists reporting findings, and the public who might be harmed by the consequences of dual-use research. It's important to know the dual-use dilemma assumes the researcher has no intention to produce something harmful. They only intend to do good. The danger lies in the possibility for other people using their work to do harm. Once the technology is created, it can't be unmade. Who is responsible for the unforeseeable consequences? And should researchers contemplate those consequences before getting started? Etc. Give some practical examples of such dilemmas being faced by society for you or someone else. Give the example of the recent gene editing exercise conducted by a Chinese researcher, etc. Conclusion. Based on your discussion, form a fair and a balanced conclusion on a given issue.